Hello guys, my name is Veronica, but you can call me Roni, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to get this yellow eyeshadow look with faux freckles. Hope you enjoy! Okay guys, so to start off with, I'm obviously going in with primer. I'm using the Nivea Men's Sensitive Cooling Post Shave Balm. I prefer this in the summer as it does have a slight cooling sensation. Now for spot concealing and a little extra coverage, I'm going with my e.l.f. Cosmetics HD Lifting Concealer in the shade Fair. This shade is closer to my skin tone and will blend in with my foundation much easier than a lighter one would. Now that I have my concealer slightly blended out, I'm going with my foundation. Today I'm using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation in Soft Beige. So here I'm just taking that same concealer that we used earlier and putting it underneath my eyes to cover up those dark circles. Now I'm going in with my e.l.f. Cream Contour Palette with a medium warm shade. I don't prefer anything too harsh in the summer, so this is going to act as a soft contour. Now I'm going in with my Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder to set my foundation. The first bronzer I will be using is a medium shade from the e.l.f. Bronzer Palette. I'm just tucking that under my cheekbone and bringing it up into my temples and slightly across my forehead. And then I'm taking another shade from the e.l.f. Bronzer Palette. This one is slightly more shimmery and has a golden undertone to it. It doesn't really pick up on camera, but it does add a nice glow to the overall look. For my nose contour, I'm using a warmer shade from the Coty Cosmetics Powder Contour Palette in order to create a button-shaped nose. For blush, I'm taking a shade from the BH Cosmetics Blush To Go 4-Color Blush Palette and sweeping it across my cheeks, up into my temples, and across my nose, and a slight touch of it on my chin. As for highlighter, I'm going to be staying with BH Cosmetics for a moment and take their Black Light Highlight 6-Color palette in the shade Electra. For the center of my face, I had to take the tip of my finger and very precisely highlight the highest points. Now I want my highlight to be a little more golden, so I'm taking the golden shade from the Catwalk Pink Mega Glow Illuminating Palette from Wet n Wild. To prep myself for freckles, I'm using the e.l.f. Matte Magic Mist and Set Spray. My freckle routine is a little strange and a little messy, so I would recommend doing it in a shirt that you don't really care about. So essentially, we're just going to take a spoolie brush and powder up some bronzer that either isn't your shade or is just too old to use anymore, and then lightly tap the bronzer that's collected in the spoolie brush over our face, giving a splatter effect. I continue to layer up the freckles and then take a dual fiber brush and pat away any areas that are just too intense for me. I then gently take my hands and press the freckles into my skin. I find that this melts them better than pressing in with a sponge. Instead of typical eyeshadow primer, I'm taking a concealer that's lighter than my skin tone. The coverage of the concealer will cover up discoloration and veins on my eyelids, and the lighter color will ensure that the yellow color stands out. Now for the yellow eyeshadow. I'll be taking a shade from the BH Cosmetics Take Me Back to Brazil palette and packing this all over the lid and into the crease, creating a slight wing shape as we are going to do wing liner in a moment. and then taking a fluffy duo fiber brush to softly blend out the edges of the yellow. For my black liner, I'm using the Wet n Wild Mega Liner to create relatively thin wings. I do have hooded eyes, and I don't usually prefer wings liner, but with this look it needs something to ground it. For the lower lash line, I smudged 2 brown shades from the Wet n Wild Color Icon Not a Basic Peach palette. The only part of this tutorial that isn't Drugstore is the lipstick. I used Too Faced Melted Liquefied Longwear Lipstick in the shade Chihuahua. This is a pinky mauve-y nude, so anything you have that's close to this should work fine. I feel like overlining and drawing on the lips is too harsh for the summer, so I take a finger and gently pat out the lipstick to just outside my lip line. This blurs the edges, makes them appear larger without actually having to overdraw them. Okay guys, that concludes our tutorial. This is the final look. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.